Today we are going to do Saxon 2, lesson 87. We're going to learn how to subtract 2 digits, and we're going to use our dimes and our pennies. This is part 1 of 4 parts that we're going to learn practicing how to subtracting our 2 digits. It's going to get tricky, my friends, but you guys can do it. All right, first I want you to find your dimes and your pennies chart. You're also going to need your bags of coins, your pennies and your dimes. I'm going to use my coins for this problem. So first I want you to look at this problem at the top here. We have 75 cents and we're taking away 23 cents. Now the easiest way to start by doing these types of problems is to set it up. I have my dimes and my pennies over here. So it's at 75 cents, so putting 75 at the top. And then we're taking away 23. So I've set it up. I'm going to use my dimes and my pennies chart now. I'm going to put it on top to show that we have 75 cents. So using our coins, our dimes and our pennies, how many dimes does it say we start with? 7 dimes. Get your dimes and put 7 on the dime side. Seven dimes. And it says we have 5 pennies and 75 cents. So put 5 pennies on your chart. Now our problem now is telling us that we're taking 23 cents away. So starting in our pennies, from 5 we're taking 3 away. Take 3 off your mat. Now in our dimes, it's saying to take 2 dimes away from the 7. Take 2 off of your mat. How many pennies are left? 2. And how many dimes do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 75 minus 23 is 52 cents. Now clear your mats. This time, we're going to try this problem. 50 cents. And here I'm going to do this. And we're taking away 23 cents. I'm going to set my problem up first. 50 cents. Taking away 23 cents. Starting with the top number, show that amount on your mat. So we have 50 cents, which is 5 dimes and 0 pennies. Now our problem is telling us that we have to do what? We have to take away 23 cents. Now, the first thing we do, we start with our pennies. We have 0. There's nothing there. Can you take away 3 if you have nothing? No, you cannot. There's nothing there. You can't give me something you don't have. Can't take it away. But there is something we can do. We have dimes. We could trade a dime. We could take 1 away because a dime is worth how many pennies? it's worth 10. So take one of your dimes away and put 10 pennies in its place. But make sure you put them on your penny side. 8, 9, 10. So how many dimes do we have now? We have 4. And how many pennies do we have? We have 10 now. Do we still have the same amount? 50 cents, 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Yes, we still have 50 cents. We're still starting with the same amount. We just traded, so it makes our subtracting a little easier. Whenever we trade that dime for those pennies, you have to show it in your problem. Look what we did. We took one of those dimes away. So we have one less. We have 4 dimes now. We have 4. We gave one over here. And we now have how many pennies? We have 10 total. So we don't cross off the 0, we just add a small number, 1, next to it to make a 10, showing that it's been added. It's borrowed from next door. I like to say, hey neighbor, help me out and trade so you can now subtract. Now can we take 3 pennies away from 10? Yes, we can take 3 off of your mat. How many pennies do we have left? 10 minus 3 is 7. And now I have 4 dimes, and I'm going to take 2 away. How many are left? 2 dimes. So 50 cents minus 23 cents, we have 27 cents. Let's try another. Clear your mats. My next problem is 87 cents, and we're subtracting 54 cents. So I'm going to line it up. 87, and we're subtracting 54. First, with our bigger amount, the one that's on top, show that with dimes and pennies. Eight dimes, 7 pennies. So starting in your ones, place your penny side. I have 7 and I'm taking 4 away. Can we do that? Yes, we can. Take 4 from your 7. How many pennies do we have left? 3. Now move on to your dimes. We have 8 dimes and we're taking 5 away. Take 5 off of your mat. How many dimes are left? 3. 87 minus 54 is 33. All right, let's practice one more. Clear your mats. 92 cents, take away 35 cents. Let's set our problem up. 92 minus 35. On your mat, show 92 cents. I have 9 dimes and 2 pennies. Now it's showing that it's telling us that we have to take 35 cents away. We always start with our pennies. Look at the pennies. 2 pennies, and we're taking 5 away. Can you give me 5 pennies? No, you could only give me 2. But I want you to take away 5. So, in order to do that, we have to go next door. We have to trade a dime. Take one of your dimes away and replace it with 10 extra pennies. Remember, dimes are worth 10 pennies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now, how many dimes do we have? We have 8 dimes. And how many pennies do we have? We have 10, 11, 12. Whenever we trade that dime for those pennies, we have to show it on our paper. We have to show it in the problem. So this is how we do it. Remember, we take 1 away. 9 minus 1 is 8. And then I'm adding my 10. So I just add a little small dot, not dot, line, small number 1 to make that a 12. We now have 12 pennies. 12, now we're taking 5 pennies away. Scoot them off your mat. How many pennies are left? 7. Now we have 8 dimes and we're taking 3 away. Take 3 off your mat. And how many are left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 dimes left. So we have 57 cents. In the next lesson, we're going to be practicing using our dimes and our pennies again. Today it was just kind of showing you how we do that. We're starting to use our dimes and our pennies. We're trading those dimes for pennies to help solve our subtraction problems. This is very important. You start in your pennies, your one side. And if you notice that you can't take away something you don't have, you have to go and trade. You have to borrow. All right. Now I want you to clear your mats and find 87A. You'll need your ruler. And a pencil. At the top, we're going to measure this line segment using inches. Make your 0 line and the dot, make them connect, make them kiss. And we're going to where this dot is. Well, this is 2 inches. I haven't reached 3 yet, so I'm halfway there. 2 1/2. 2, and we do a half. 1 over 2 is a half. And you can write your name. And then for a date line, it's 1 1/2 inch line segment. 0 and the dot, they kiss. What did I say, 1 1/2? So I'm going to go to 1, halfway in between the 2 and the 1. Here it is. I'm going to put my dot, and I'm going to connect for a 1 1/2 inch. And my friends, if this is too fast as we go through it, you can always pause and catch up. Number 1, there are 83 children in grade 2 at Haley School. 10 second graders were absent on Monday. How many grade 2 children were in school? Now there's lots of numbers in there, my friend. They're trying to trick you. It wants to know how many children in grade 2 were at school that day. So I know I don't need grade 2 right now. I don't need those numbers. I'm going to cross them off. So, if there were 83 children at school in the beginning, in the morning, on Monday, and it says that 10 of them, 10 second graders, were absent. So that means 83 total. And 10 of them were absent. 83 minus 10 is 73. So we have 73 children were in school on Monday. Number 2. Shelley has a half dozen dimes. Ooh, this is going back to our dozens and a half. How many are in a dozen? How many eggs? There are 12. And a half of that is 6. Half dozen is 6. And there's a dozen pennies. That means there's 12 pennies. So how many dimes is that? 6 dimes. How much money is 6 dimes? If we count by 10, or tens, because dimes are worth 10, 6 times, that's 60. Don't forget your money sign, cent sign. 60 cents. How many pennies is that? That's 12 pennies. And how much money is 12 pennies? Well, that's 12 cents. How much money is that total? So we have 60 plus 12. 60 plus 12. Well, I know 2 plus 0 is 2. I'm going to set it up over here. 6 plus 1 is 7. So it's 72. I'm going to put 72 on both lines right now. Showing that in 2 ways. We can use our cent sign. We can also use our dollar sign. 72 cents, is that more than $1 or less than $1? It's less, so we have to show that we have $0 and only 72 cents. Cent sign, dollar sign. Don't forget your 0 and your decimal. Fill in the missing numbers. We have 35, 40, and 45. Well, it looks like they must be counting by 5s. So 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Now going backwards, 30, 25, 20. Let's see if that makes sense. 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Number 4. It's evening. What time is it? Well, evening I know is PM. That's my label. So now I'm going to look my clock. Hour hand first. It's in between 7 and 8. It hasn't reached 8 yet because it goes this way. So that means it's still 7. And the minute hand is on the 5. So when it's on straight on 5, we have to count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It's 7:25 p.m. Number 5, draw a line of symmetry in each shape. Symmetry is if I was to fold this shape in half. Half means right down the middle. I would want each of the edges to line up. So this flower shape, you can pretty much put a line of symmetry anywhere that's in the middle. You could go this way, you could go this way, we could go this way. Anywhere in the middle, that fold line. Where is that fold line that's going to be in the middle? Symmetry, line that's in the middle. So even if we have two exactly the same size pieces, symmetry, right in the middle. Color 2/3 of the flowers. It says to color 2 of them out of 3 total. Find your sums. 8 plus 1 more is 9. Adding money, I'm going to add my cent sign. 4 and 9 is 13. 63 and 57. 3 plus 7 is 10. Add 1, 6. 1 more is 7. Plus 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And last, 87 and 84. 7 plus 4 is 11. Carry my 1. 8 plus 8 is 16, plus 1 more is 17. And don't forget your label. Cent sign labels, those count. All right, when you're ready, turn your paper over and try the homework. You can pause the video while you work. You can ask a friend or ask a parent for help if you need help. Here are the answers for when you check your work. Pause the video while you check. As always, we will do the homework side together if you need help with any of the problems. Number 1, the label on the bag said that there are 72 pieces of candy in the bag. Mindy, she ate 10 pieces. So how many pieces are left? Well, if the bag started with 72, Mindy ate 10 of them. They're gone. That means that there are 72 minus 10 is 62. There are 62 pieces. There's my word label. Pieces left. 62 pieces of candy. Number 2. Curtis has 9 dimes and a half dozen pennies. So we know he has 9 dimes and half of a dozen is 12. So half of that is 6. So we have 9 dimes and 6 pennies. How much money is 9 dimes? That's 90 cents. And how much money is 6 pennies? That's 6 cents. So 90 plus 6 is 96. I'm going to write 96 on both lines. And it's asking us that we have to write that in 2 different ways. So I'm going to use my cent sign for 1. Then I'm going to use my dollar sign. 96 cents is not yet to $1. So we're going to put our 0, showing we have $0, and our decimal for 96 cents. Number 3, fill in the missing numbers in the number pattern. 50, 45, 40. Which way are they counting? They're counting by 5s, but what do you notice about this problem? It looks like they're going backwards by 5s. So before 40, when we're counting by 5s, is 35. 30, 25. 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. It's always easier to count forward than backwards, I find. Number 4. It's morning. What time is it? Well, morning I know is AM for my label. So now let's look at my clock. Start with your hour hand. It's between 4 and 5. I know it might be tricky to see if you need to extend your hour hand just so you can tell if it's reached 5 yet. Remember, as the clock moves, so your hour hand moves past that hour. It gets closer to the next one, and it looks like my minute hand, because the clock goes this way, is already almost to the next hour. That's why my hour hand is closest to 5, but yet it hasn't reached 5. It's still 4. It has not passed 5 yet. So it's 4, and then starting here, because my minute hand is on the 11, it's right on it. It means that we count by 5s. Here's 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. 4:55 a.m. Draw a line of symmetry for each shape. Symmetry is your fold line. Think of it if you're going to fold this shape in half. You want the edges to match up. You don't want anything to be hanging off. So we can fold it this way. We could fold it this way. If we tried folding it this way, would not work. Like this. We have our circle, we have our oval. We try to fold it in half. Notice that this side would be not lining up with this side. It's kind of hard to tell, but it would almost be like this on the other side. It wouldn't line up. It wouldn't be matching. It's almost like a mirror. You won't be able to see its exact reflection. Symmetry, right down the middle. I couldn't do this side because there'd be more on this side than this one. And on this one, we could do it here. We could do it here. You could do it this. Oh, you couldn't do it that way. Sorry. Could not do it that way. Just these two. This way or this way. The corners would not line up if we were to fold it diagonally. Number 6, color 1/3 of the flowers. Color 1 out of 3 total. Only one. And you could have colored this one or this one. Last is number 7, and we're finding our sums. 79 cents, and we're adding 36 cents. Starting with our pennies, 9 plus 6 is 15, carry my 1. 7 plus 3 is 10, and 1 more is 11. 43, 82, 3 plus 2 is 5, and 4 plus 8 is 12. $0.76 and 94 cents. 6 plus 4 is 10, carry my 1. 9 plus 7 is 16, plus 1 more is 17. Great job today.